This is the Aromatic Wisdom Podcast, Episode 7. In today's show, I'm going to teach you how to make a digital vision board to help you achieve your aromatherapy goals this year. You'll be surprised how easy it is.
You're listening to the Aromatic Wisdom Podcast with your host, Liz Fulcher. If you're interested in learning about essential oils, hearing interviews with industry experts, and discovering ways to grow your own aromatherapy business, this is the podcast for you. For more information and show notes, visit the website at aromaticwisdominstitute.com. Now, sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and enjoy as Liz shares a dose of aromatic wisdom.
Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. My name is Liz Fulcher. I am your host for this podcast, and it's great to be back. I missed you. I was gone for 2 weeks having a big, fat holiday with my family. And today we're going to get right back into the swing of things, talking about aromatherapy and setting your goals for what you'd like to do with aromatherapy and your knowledge and use of essential oils. And more specifically, we're going to talk about a tool that will really help you make those goals a reality. Before I get into that, I would like to read some really wonderful comments that I got on Facebook. I've got 3 comments here from people that I'd really like to share with you. The first is from a Facebook fan whose name is Tammy Kowal. She says, Liz, I just listened to this podcast and absolutely loved it. You're so easy to listen to and learn from. I will be sure to tune in again. Such wonderful words, Tammy. Thank you so much. And she's written a couple of other notes on Facebook, and I appreciate your kind words, Tammy. It's nice to know that someone's out there listening. And my second comment is from Robin Lemon. I just love Robin. We haven't met in person, but we've had a lot of really nice connections on Facebook. And she is a sister aromatherapist. Robin says, I really love your podcasts. For my 2015 goals list, I'm scheduling listening to them on my task list, along with getting certified. Way to go, Robin. And Trey Anderson writes, great podcast. I made an incredible diffuser blend from your recommendations with bergamot, lavender, and Siberian fir. The house smells wonderful. Good job, Trey. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the wonderful comments that you leave on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest as well. And I will be sharing those every week. So if you have anything that you would like to message me, whether on Facebook or any of those social platforms, please do so. If you want to message me on Facebook, go to facebook.com/Aromatic Wisdom Institute. Leave me a comment, and I might read it on the air. Okay, so let's jump right into today's topic, which is creating a digital vision board. So let's start out with a definition of what we're talking about. What is a vision board? It is a tool used to help clarify, concentrate, and maintain focus on a specific life goal. Literally, a vision board is any sort of board on which you display images that represent whatever you want to be, do, or have. That's kind of the formal definition of it. It serves a lot of purposes. When you create a vision board, it helps to, first of all, identify your vision. You can write it down in words, but then when you put up a visual representation of that goal, it helps to identify it more clearly and really gives it power. It's funny. The word vision board kind of sounds hokey and new agey. And I guess I'm kind of hokey and new agey, but it's honestly, a vision board is such an effective instrument at helping you get what you want, especially for people like us. And by that, I mean aromatherapists. The kind of people who are drawn to aromatherapy and essential oils tend to be very creative people. And creative people respond really viscerally, very profoundly to images. So stop and just examine yourself for a moment. Yes, we love our aromas. We love the beautiful essential oils. We love the therapeutic properties. But tell the truth, you're drawn to the bottles, aren't you? The labels, the beautiful plants. Think about our love of the flowers and even the beautiful conifers. The whole visual aspect of plant therapy is a big part of why we love aromatherapy. We love beakers full of beautiful oils. We love beautiful certificates with our name on it. How about the thrill of pouring a beautiful oil, like let's say a blue oil in white cream, and stirring it together? So visually exciting. And whenever you watch something take shape, like if you're making a blend, let's say, and you watch it start to take shape in the blender or on the stove, they're all visual inspirations. So we tend to be, as a whole, aromatherapists tend to be very creative, visually inspired individuals. That is why vision boards would really work for us in goal setting. Over the years, I've made a lot of different types of vision boards, and they've always been the manual variety. In other words, where you cut and paste images out of, say, magazines and post it on and glue it to poster board. I've mostly done those. Being a kinesthetic person, which again I imagine many aromatherapists are, I love to cut paper and glue it. I just love to. I love to make collages. I love that whole being 12 years old again. Let's go back. I love being 5 years old again and cutting out paper and gluing it to images. It just makes me, it's very satisfying. So vision boards are really just one big collage of what you want to manifest. But this year, something different happened. I really wanted to make a vision board, and I did not want to take the time to look for the images in magazines. So what did I do? I created a digital vision board, and I am absolutely in love with the process. I may not ever go back to paper. Now, what you put on the vision board is completely up to you. It has to be what resonates with you completely at the heart and soul level. Images will do that. I also use text. I like to put affirmations with my images. So let's go with an example. Let's say it is your goal this year to purchase rose essential oil. It is a precious oil. It's very expensive, and sometimes people have to wait a while before they have an oil like that. So you would go online and find an image of the bottle of rose oil that you'd like to purchase. Add text to it like, rose oil is now a part of my essential oil collection. That's it. When you make an affirmation, you make a statement in the present, in the positive, the way you would like it to be. You put your image, you put your statement about it. That is your visual representation of your goal. You don't have to put the text. I like to. Again, it has to be what resonates with you. All right, next, let's talk about some of the possible goals that you could have for yourself this year. Oftentimes people say, aromatherapy goals, I don't know, what would I put as an aromatherapy goal? Well, stop and think, what would you like? What would you like to be? What would you like to do? What would you like to have? Think about that. Be, do, and have. You can even make 3 columns and make your lists underneath each one of those headings. A couple of years ago, I did a blog post on how to make a vision board, old school, paper and poster board and glue. I made a list of some examples to help stir your creative juices of some aromatherapy goals, and I'm going to read those to you now. And I will also put a link to that blog post in the show notes so you can go back and read it later. Here's the list. Own a collection of organic precious oils. That's funny. That was the example I just gave. Become a certified aromatherapist. Attend a professional aromatherapy conference. There is one this year in September of 2015. AIA, the Alliance of International Aromatherapists, is having a fabulous conference in Denver. That could be one of your goals. How about replace all your home cleaning products with natural cleaners? Begin your own aromatherapy blog. Create your own line of aromatherapy products or essential oils. Publish an article about essential oils in a professional journal. If you're not ready to write an article for a professional journal, how about getting a subscription to one? Incorporate essential oils and aromatherapy into an existing practice like massage, energetics, chiropractic. Leave an unsatisfying job to work as a professional aromatherapist. There's a heck of a goal. How about just owning a beautiful wooden box in which to store your essential oils? Attend a class with Liz Fulcher. That's a list of just a couple of things to get you started thinking about. So sit down with a piece of paper and first of all, just write out What would you really like to be, do, and have in your aromatherapy world in 2015? This will all depend on where you are. If you're just beginning, it may be you want to take a beginner's class. It may be that you want to buy your first essential oil. If you've been practicing for a while, perhaps you want to take some advanced training. Perhaps you'd like to have a website, begin your own business, begin teaching. Only you know what are your deepest desires and what you would really like to manifest in your aromatic life. And, this is between you and you. You don't have to share it with anyone. You're a lot more free to create from the heart if no one else is looking at it. The last thing you need is anyone telling you you're dreaming too big. Ugh, I hate that. Okay, so let's move into the digital aspect of vision boards. Remember, this is not old school. We're not using paper and glue. We're using technology. A digital vision board is just that. It would be a vision board that you create on your computer, on your iPad, or on your smartphone. I have a vision board I have one on my smartphone, on my iPhone actually, and one on my iPad, but I look at the one on my iPhone every day because my phone is always with me, and I whip it out to look at something, to make a phone call, to check a text. And there's the app for my vision board, and I click on it, and sometimes I just look at it, and I reinforce the images, and I reinforce the message of those goals that I want to achieve. Now, there are certainly a lot of ways besides using an app that you could create a digital vision board. You can open a Word document, download images from the internet, and boom, you have your vision board, and you can use, type in your text that you would like. You can go into PicMonkey or Canva or any of the other free software that's out there and open up a white sheet of paper and add your own images. So if you're going to make your digital vision board in that manner, where you just take like a Word document with a white background and add images, go to Google, click on images, and do a search for whatever your goal is. For example, if your goal is to begin an aromatherapy education, type in aromatherapy education and start looking around. If you know exactly where you want to get that education, of course, I'm going to suggest my school. You could type in Aromatic Wisdom Institute, go to the image and see what comes up. It may be my school logo. It may be a picture of me teaching. It may be other students in the classroom. Maybe you don't know where you want to get your education. You just know that you want to learn. Perhaps you want to look up an image of students at a desk or someone sitting in front of a computer if you want to do online education. If you'd like to purchase a trade journal, do a Google search in images for the name of that journal. I'll give you an example. The International Journal of Professional Holistic Aromatherapy. Fantastic journal. You could do a search, get a cover perhaps of one of the trade journals, save as, copy the image, and then paste it in your document on the white piece of paper. And then you can move the images around, you can add text, and then you have it if you would like to print it out. I do recommend that you keep it private for yourself or an accountability partner so that you're completely free to put whatever wild goals you'd like to have. If you want to dream big and say, I earn $5,000 a month additional from selling essential oils, maybe you don't want everyone in the world to know that. One of the nice things about using any old image that you want, any public images for a personal use, is you don't have to worry about copyright infringement, provided this is just for you. You're not going to be posting it on a blog. You're not going to be doing any sort of public display of your vision board, because then you could risk copyright infringement of the images. But if it's something purely for yourself and your own motivation and inspiration, go ahead and download whatever image you want. You're the only one that's going to be looking at it. The other thing you might want to consider when you're making your digital vision board is what you're going to do with it. If you're going to just carry it around with you the way I use my phone and my app, or if you're going to print it out. If you're going to print it out and put it on the wall, or put it someplace where you see it every day, then I would recommend doing something like creating a Word document. You can go into Google Slides and you can make images that way. You can make documents with images on them that way. As I said, you can go into free software like PicMonkey.com, Canva.com. I will put links to those references in the show notes, because then you can create something you could actually print out and hang up and display. Okay, and finally, I'd like to share with you the app that I use for my own personal vision board on my iPhone that I love. Go to myvisionboard.com and you'll get the information there to download it. It's available on the App Store, and it's also available for Android app on Google Play. If you go to myvisionboard.com homepage, you'll see a lot of other people's vision board that they've shared. It's a great way to get ideas. I'm scrolling through it right now as I'm doing this podcast, and I'm looking at affirmations and pictures that people have put. Some have a theme. Some are just about health, and some are about spirituality. Here's one that says, live your best life now. Every day push yourself. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. Pictures, texts. It's really a great place to get some ideas. So that is my recommendation for your digital board. Write down your piece of paper. Get your goals. Decide what images you'd like to go with those goals. Decide if you would like to have your vision board be something that you carry around in the form of an app, or that you would like to have on your computer and print it out. The My Vision Board app you cannot use on the computer, but I highly recommend it. As I said, I have it on my phone, and actually because they are so quick and easy to make on the phone, I probably have 5 of them. And when you're in the phone, you'll click a button to make a new vision board, and then you click another button and it will ask you where you want to get your images. Do you want to go to the web to get the images? Do you want to go to your personal phone to get the images? There is a function where you can press text and you can write your own text in. There's a button that you can push that will take you to their affirmations. It's a lot of fun, actually. It's a healthy time suck. A lot more healthy than games and Facebook. So I really think that it's something you'll enjoy, and I do feel that creating a vision board of any sort, even if you go old school and use paper and glue, it is a very powerful tool to get you to really focus in and crystallize your goals, not only for your aromatherapy life, but also for the other aspects of who you are: health, spirituality, family, relationships. Vision boards are really spectacular. So go forth, make yourself a vision board, and share it with me. I'd love to see what you create. You can send it to me in a private mail if you'd like, and I will tell no one, and your secret will be safe with me. Or you can just write to me and say, hey, I created a vision board, and I loved it, or I didn't like the app, or whatever. I love it when you guys communicate with me. And now we've reached that special segment of the podcast called Smell My Life. For those of you new to the Aromatic Wisdom Podcast, every episode I always share a little segment called Smell My Life, in which I share an authentic aromatic moment from my life in the past week. Now, I actually have a lot of occasions to use essential oils, sometimes spontaneously, sometimes thought out, because I have a massage therapy practice. It is I've been doing this for 18 years, and I'm really winding it down. And I don't have a lot of clients, but I still have a few. And I had a gentleman in recently who normally doesn't have back pain, but he came in with spasms in his lower back. I think he'd been shoveling snow, and he just, he was walking like an old Disney character, just all hunched over, and came in and he said, my back is killing me. You got to fix my back. Well, I don't fix. I was joking, say fixing is extra. And while he was getting undressed and on the table, I was in the other room, and I prepared a small blend with jojoba carrier, black pepper, and clove. That was it, black pepper and clove. Black pepper is very high in a chemical component called beta-caryophyllene. It is about 50% beta-caryophyllene, and it is a really good molecule for pain. And I also put in clove because it is good for, it's numbing. Clove is also great for pain. Now, of course, I used a carrier. I would never use clove on the skin, or black pepper for that matter, without a carrier. I used a pretty high percent dilution, a 3% dilution, I used about 18 drops of essential oil in 1 ounce, And I honestly couldn't tell you how many drops of each. It was probably about half, 9 and 9, something like that. And I massaged it in his lower back. What he shared with me after the massage was that within probably 20 minutes, it felt warm and he felt a lot of the pain went away. Excuse me, a lot of the pain went away. So that was, I had not expected him to come in with that. As soon as he told me, I thought, well, I need something warming and numbing. And those were the two oils I reached for. That wraps it up for this week's podcast. If you are in driving distance of central Pennsylvania, 5, 6, 7 hours, I have a class coming up February 7th and 8th. It is a 2-day class, perfect for beginners. It's called the Therapeutic Uses of Essential Oils. And in March begins the Spring Aromatherapy Certification Program. You can get all kinds of information on the website, AromaticWisdomInstitute.com. You'll see in the navigation bar at the top the word classes. Click on classes, and you'll get all the information you need there. Thank you so much for giving me your ears and your time. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Until then, be happy, be well.